In today's fast-moving, hyper-connected world, anger feels almost inevitable. You wake up to bad news, get stuck in traffic, deal with impossible deadlines, and scroll through social media only to find negativity at every turn. Someone cuts you off on the road, a coworker takes credit for your work, or a stranger online says something that sparked frustration. Anger builds up, simmering beneath the surface, waiting for the slightest trigger to explode. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, who really suffers in the end? Anger doesn't just damage relationships. It takes a toll on your mental clarity, productivity, and overall well-being. It hijacks your mind, making you react instead of respond, keeping you trapped in cycles of frustration and regret. Science has proven that chronic anger increases stress, weakens immunity, and even shortens lifespan. And in a world where patience is thin and attention spans are shorter than ever, mastering emotional control isn't just a virtue, it's a survival skill. Imagine a life where anger no longer controls you. Will you handle conflicts with grace and turn frustration into growth? The good news? You don't have to imagine it. Managing anger isn't about suppression, it's about transformation. Let's explore how. In a world where emotions run high, attention spans run short, and conflicts arise at every turn, mastering emotional control is one of the most powerful skills you could develop. From frustrating coworkers and unexpected financial stress to social media outrage and personal setbacks, modern life constantly tests our patience. But what if you could remain calm, unshaken, and in control no matter what life throws your way? This is where Stoic wisdom becomes a game changer. The Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, believe that we cannot control external events, only our response to them. Their teachings remain strikingly relevant today, especially in a fast-paced world filled with distractions and negativity. Instead of reacting impulsively to anger, they advise taking a step back, observing emotions without letting them dictate actions. The next time you feel anger rising, practice the pause and assess method. Take a deep breath, count to 10, and ask yourself, is this worth my peace of mind? In most cases, the answer is no. Another powerful Stoic practice is reframing, changing how you interpret a situation. If someone is rude, see it as an opportunity to practice patience. If you're stuck in traffic, use it as a moment for self-reflection or listening to a podcast that enriches your mind. Journaling is another effective Stoic habit. Write down your frustrations and analyze whether they truly matter in the grand scheme of things. By shifting your mindset from reaction to reflection, you take back control. In a world that constantly provokes anger, true strength lies in mastering yourself. When you control your emotions, you control your life. Start small, practice daily, and watch how much more powerful and peaceful you become. Anger is not just an emotion. It's a reaction to how we perceive the world around us. The way you think about situations directly affects how you respond to them. If you see obstacles as personal attacks or inconveniences as unbearable burdens, anger will be your default reaction. But what if you could shift your mindset and see things differently? The first and most important mindset shift is choosing response over reaction. Instead of immediately acting on anger, train yourself to pause. When something upsets you, whether it's a rude email, bad traffic, or an argument, give yourself a moment before reacting. Take a deep breath, drink some water, or even step away if necessary. This small delay helps you regain control and prevents you from saying or doing something you'll regret. Another powerful mindset shift is understanding that anger is often a secondary emotion. Most of the time, anger stems from deeper emotions like fear, insecurity, disappointment, or frustration. When you feel angry, ask yourself, what's really bothering me? Are you feeling disrespected, overwhelmed, misunderstood? Identifying the root cause can help you address the real issue instead of just reacting emotionally. A third mindset shift is reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing a frustrating situation as something negative, view it as a test of your patience and emotional control. When someone is rude to you, rather than getting angry, See it as a chance to practice emotional mastery. If you face a setback, treat it as a learning experience. The ability to see challenges as opportunities reduces the power they have over you. Finally, stop expecting perfection from yourself, from others, and from life. Many people get angry because things don't go as planned. But life is unpredictable, and mistakes happen. If you accept that things won't always be perfect, you'll experience less frustration and more peace. Start implementing these mindset shifts daily, and over time, you'll notice a significant change in how you handle anger and stress. Anger is a natural human emotion, but when left unchecked, it can have serious consequences on both your personal and professional life. It can damage relationships, cloud judgment, and even harm your physical health. Chronic anger increases stress levels, weakens the immune system, and raises the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and anxiety. In the workplace, anger can create unnecessary conflicts, ruin reputations, and limit career growth. On a personal level, constant anger can push people away, leading to loneliness and regret. The truth is, anger rarely benefits anyone in the long run. Instead of solving problems, it often creates new ones. The key to managing anger lies in shifting your perspective. When you feel yourself getting angry, pause and ask, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. Many things that trigger anger, traffic, rude comments, small inconveniences, are temporary and insignificant in the grand scheme of life. By zooming out and looking at the bigger picture, you can stop wasting energy on things that don't truly matter. Another important perspective shift is seeing things from the other person's point of view. When someone upsets you, consider why they might be acting that way. Are they having a bad day? Are they stressed? Sometimes, what feels like a personal attack isn't personal at all. Practicing empathy helps you respond with patience instead of frustration. To actively reduce anger's impact, practice detachment from external circumstances. Instead of letting the world dictate your emotions, remind yourself that you control how you feel. If someone cuts you off in traffic rather than getting mad, think, this person might be in a rush for an emergency. My peace is more important than reacting to this. The more you train yourself to detach from minor annoyances, the more control you gain over your emotional state. Incorporate these perspective shifts into your daily life by keeping a journal, reflecting on past situations where anger got the best of you, and practicing deep breathing when frustration arises. Over time, these small changes will help you stay calm, make better decisions, and lead a more peaceful, fulfilling life. In a world filled with constant stress, digital overload, and daily frustrations, overcoming anger and cultivating inner peace is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Anger, if left unchecked, can become a default reaction to life's challenges, harming our relationships, productivity, and overall well-being. But the good news is that anger is not something we are powerless against. With the right strategies and mindset shifts, we can learn to respond with calmness instead of reactivity, allowing us to cultivate a sense of inner peace despite external chaos. The first step in overcoming anger is awareness. Pay close attention to your triggers. What situations, people, or thoughts make you feel frustrated? Instead of letting anger consume you in the moment, pause and observe it. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Will anger improve the situation? By simply becoming aware of your reactions, you create space between the trigger and your response, which is often enough to prevent an outburst. Next, practice controlled breathing and mindfulness techniques. When you feel anger rising, take a deep breath, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. This simple technique signals to your brain that there is no real threat, helping to lower stress hormones and calm your nervous system. Meditation and mindfulness exercises, like focusing on the present moment instead of dwelling on past frustrations or future worries, can help you build emotional resilience over time. Even dedicating 5 minutes a day to deep breathing or guided meditation can make a significant difference in how you handle anger. Another crucial step is reframing your thoughts. Instead of seeing anger as something others cause, recognize that it's your interpretation of events that fuels it. For example, if someone makes a rude comment, rather than thinking they're trying to insult me, shift your perspective to maybe they're having a bad day, and this has nothing to do with me. This shift in thinking instantly reduces the emotional weight of the situation. To cultivate lasting inner peace, make self-care and emotional regulation a priority. Engage in activities that naturally lower stress, such as exercise, spending time in nature, journaling, or listening to calming music. Cut back on negative influences, such as toxic social media arguments or consuming excessive negative news, as these can feed anger and anxiety. Lastly, practice forgiveness, not for others, but for yourself. Holding on to anger is like carrying a heavy weight that only drains your energy. Letting go doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means choosing your peace over resentment. When you train yourself to release anger and focus on inner peace, you'll find that life's frustrations lose their power over you, and you'll become more in control of your emotions than ever before. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, where frustrations arise from traffic jams, workplace pressures, social media conflicts, and personal misunderstandings, mastering anger through Stoic philosophy and emotional intelligence is more relevant than ever. The ancient Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, understood that external events do not control us. Our reactions to them do. This is a crucial mindset shift that modern individuals can adopt to navigate daily irritations with composure rather than letting anger dictate their actions. Stoicism teaches that anger is an unnecessary and destructive emotion that clouds judgment and leads to regretful actions. Seneca, in his essay on anger, warned that it is a temporary madness that makes us lose control over our reason. If we truly want to be in control of our lives, we must learn to respond rather than react. The first actionable step is to pause before reacting. When something angers you, a rude email, a snarky comment, or an unfair decision, remind yourself that you are in control of your response. Take a deep breath, count to 5, and ask yourself, is this reaction worth my energy? Will it improve the situation? More often than not, the answer is no. Another key Stoic practice is negative visualization, which means mentally preparing for potential frustrations before they happen. If you expect obstacles and inconveniences, they won't catch you off guard. Before an important meeting, remind yourself that delays, disagreements, or criticisms are normal. Before opening social media, acknowledge that you may see something that annoys you. This simple shift in perspective reduces the intensity of anger when it arises, because you've already prepared for it. Stoicism also aligns with modern emotional intelligence, EQ, which emphasizes self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. High EQ individuals recognize their emotions without being consumed by them. If you find yourself getting angry, instead of suppressing it or exploding, practice labeling the emotion. Say to yourself, I feel frustrated because I expected a different outcome. This helps create emotional distance and makes the feeling easier to manage. Lastly, adopt the Stoic mantra. Control what you can, accept what you can't. Many anger-inducing situations, like someone else's behavior, the economy, or an unexpected setback, are outside of your control. Wasting energy on them only increases suffering. Instead, shift your focus to what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and perspective. The more you practice this, the more resilient and emotionally intelligent you become, allowing you to navigate modern challenges with wisdom, calmness, and grace. In the modern world, where daily stressors range from workplace conflicts and financial pressures to social media outrage and personal struggles, anger often feels like an unavoidable emotion. However, across spiritual and philosophical traditions, anger is seen as a force that must be understood, controlled, and transformed rather than indulged. Many spiritual teachings, from Buddhism and Christianity to Hinduism and Taoism, view anger as an obstacle to inner peace, while philosophical schools such as Stoicism and Existentialism emphasize self-awareness and intentional response over impulsive reactions. By drawing from these perspectives, modern individuals can develop a healthier relationship with anger and cultivate emotional balance. In Buddhism, anger is categorized as one of the three poisons of the mind, alongside greed and ignorance, because it clouds judgment and leads to suffering. The Buddhist approach to anger is mindful awareness and detachment. Rather than identifying with anger, observe it as a passing emotion. The next time you feel anger rising, pause and ask yourself, is this emotion controlling me, or am I observing it? Practice mindful breathing. Inhale deeply, acknowledge the anger, and exhale, letting it go. This helps create distance between you and your emotions, allowing you to respond with clarity instead of impulsiveness. Christianity and Islam both emphasize forgiveness and patience as ways to counteract anger. Holding on to resentment only harms the person carrying it. If someone has wronged you, instead of dwelling on it, consider the spiritual principle of letting go for your own peace. Ask yourself, will holding on to this anger serve me, or is it time to release it? One actionable step is to write down your frustrations in a journal and, after reflecting, consciously choose to forgive, even if the other person doesn't apologize. This shift in mindset can be incredibly freeing. Hinduism and Taoism focus on balance and acceptance. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that anger arises from unfulfilled desires and attachments, urging individuals to detach from expectations and find inner peace through self-discipline. Taoism, on the other hand, advocates going with the flow. If something frustrates you, rather than resisting it, accept it and adapt. A simple Taoist practice is progressive relaxation. When you feel anger rising, consciously relax your body from head to toe, releasing tension. This physical relaxation helps dissipate emotional stress. From a modern philosophical perspective, existentialism teaches that we define our own meaning, and thus, we have the power to shape how we respond to anger. Instead of seeing anger as something external that happens to you, reframe it as an internal reaction you can control. Whenever anger arises, remind yourself, I am responsible for my emotions, and I choose how to respond. Ultimately, spiritual and philosophical traditions all point to a common truth. Anger is not meant to control us. It is meant to be understood, managed, and transformed. By practicing mindfulness, forgiveness, acceptance, and self-awareness, modern individuals can break free from destructive anger and move toward inner peace, clarity, and emotional strength in their daily lives. In today's fast-paced world, anger can arise from countless sources: workplace stress, relationship conflicts, financial struggles, social media debates, or even minor daily inconveniences like traffic jams or slow internet. While anger is a natural response, letting it take control can damage relationships, cloud judgment, and impact mental and physical health. The key to overcoming anger lies in practical, actionable strategies that help you regain control, reframe your mindset, and channel emotions constructively. One of the most effective ways to manage anger is controlled breathing. When you feel anger rising, practice the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This method activates the body's relaxation response, calming your nervous system and preventing impulsive reactions. Try incorporating this technique into your daily routine so it becomes second nature when anger strikes. Another essential strategy is reframing the situation. Ask yourself, is my anger helping me solve the problem, or is it making things worse? Instead of dwelling on frustration, shift your focus to solution-oriented thinking. If a coworker upsets you, rather than reacting emotionally, pause and think, how can I communicate my feelings effectively without escalating the situation? This shift from blame to problem solving helps you take control of your emotions. Physical activity is another powerful way to diffuse anger. When anger builds up, move your body, go for a brisk walk, hit the gym, or do a few minutes of stretching. Physical movement releases pent-up tension and stimulates the production of mood-boosting endorphins, making it easier to approach the situation with a clearer mind. Even a 5-minute walk outside can significantly change your emotional state. Another practical approach is writing down your thoughts before reacting. If something angers you, grab a notebook or open a notes app and write a venting draft of what you'd like to say, but don't send it. This gives you time to process your emotions, and often, by the time you reread it, you'll realize that your initial reaction wasn't the best approach. This technique helps you avoid regretful words or actions while still allowing you to express yourself. Additionally, practice self-awareness through mindfulness. Throughout your day, check in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? Is there tension building? By recognizing early signs of anger, clenched jaw, rapid heartbeat, or racing thoughts, you can intervene before it escalates. Use grounding techniques such as focusing on 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This brings you back to the present moment and disrupts the cycle of anger. Lastly, set healthy boundaries and know when to walk away. Not every battle is worth fighting, and sometimes the best way to overcome anger is to remove yourself from toxic situations. If social media arguments trigger your anger, set time limits on your usage. If certain people constantly push your buttons, limit your interactions and prioritize your mental well-being. Choosing peace over unnecessary conflict is a sign of strength, not weakness. By incorporating these practical strategies, breathing exercises, reframing thoughts, physical activity, journaling, mindfulness, and setting boundaries, you could develop healthier ways to handle anger. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to express them in ways that lead to resolution rather than regret. In a world filled with deadlines, social media overload, constant notifications, and unpredictable challenges, finding serenity might seem like a luxury. However, peace of mind isn't something that just happens. It's something you consciously cultivate through daily habits. By implementing small but impactful practices, you can train your mind to stay calm and composed, even in the midst of chaos. Serenity doesn't mean escaping problems. It means developing the inner strength to navigate them with grace. One of the most effective ways to cultivate serenity is starting your day with intention. Instead of immediately grabbing your phone and diving into emails or news, take a few moments to practice gratitude. Before getting out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. This simple shift can set a positive tone for the entire day. If possible, incorporate morning meditation or deep breathing for just 5 to 10 minutes. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide you through short mindfulness sessions that ground your emotions before the rush of the day begins. Another powerful daily practice is mindful breaks. Modern life often forces us to multitask and rush from one responsibility to another. To counteract this, schedule small pauses throughout your day. Every few hours, step away from your screen, stretch, take deep breaths, or go for a short walk. These moments of stillness help reset your nervous system and prevent stress from accumulating. If you're feeling overwhelmed, try the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Identify 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This simple exercise shifts your focus away from stress and into the present moment. Your evening routine is just as important for cultivating serenity. In today's hyper-connected world, many people carry stress from work or social interactions straight into their sleep, leading to restless nights. To combat this, create a wind-down ritual. About an hour before bed, disconnect from screens, dim the lights, and engage in calming activities such as reading, journaling, or listening to soft music. Consider writing in a gratitude journal. Reflecting on positive moments before bed can help you shift your mindset and sleep more peacefully. Another daily practice that fosters serenity is intentional digital detoxing. The modern world bombards us with information, much of which is negative or overwhelming. Limit your exposure to stressful news or social media by setting screen time boundaries. For example, designate no phone zones during meals or the first and last hour of your day. Protecting your mental space from unnecessary distractions allows you to focus on what truly matters. Finally, prioritize acts of kindness and connection. Engaging in small, meaningful gestures like checking in on a friend, smiling at a stranger, or expressing appreciation to a colleague creates a ripple effect of positivity that benefits both you and those around you. When you shift your focus from stress to compassion and gratitude, serenity becomes a natural byproduct. Serenity isn't about avoiding problems, but about building resilience through mindful habits. By starting your day with gratitude, taking mindful breaks, managing digital distractions, practicing evening reflection, and engaging in acts of kindness, you create a daily rhythm that nurtures inner peace. The more you integrate these practices into your life, the more natural serenity will become, helping you stay calm, focused, and emotionally balanced no matter what challenges arise. In the chaos of modern life, where stress, uncertainty, and emotional triggers are part of the daily routine, the ancient wisdom of Stoicism remains more relevant than ever. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, understood that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. Their teachings serve as a powerful guide for navigating anger, frustration, and adversity in a way that cultivates inner strength, resilience, and peace. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the pressures of work, relationships, or society, embracing these Stoic lessons can be life-changing. One of the core Stoic principles is the dichotomy of control, understanding what is within your power and what is not. In today's world, we often waste energy on things we cannot change. Other people's opinions, market fluctuations, political decisions, or the behavior of strangers online. Instead of getting angry over these things, redirect your focus toward what you can control, your actions, your mindset, and your responses. Next time you feel anger bubbling up, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let it go and focus on how you choose to respond. Another crucial Stoic lesson is the power of perception. The way you interpret a situation determines how it affects you. Modern life presents countless triggers, traffic jams, social media negativity, workplace politics, but these things only have the power to upset you if you allow them to. The next time you encounter a frustrating situation, challenge your initial reaction. Reframe the problem. Instead of seeing a long queue as wasted time, view it as an opportunity to practice patience or listen to an interesting podcast. This simple shift in perspective can dramatically reduce anger and stress. Stoics also teach the importance of practicing voluntary discomfort, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to build resilience. In an age of convenience, we often become frustrated by minor inconveniences because we are unaccustomed to discomfort. To strengthen your mental toughness, embrace small challenges. Take cold showers, fast for a few hours, or go without social media for a day. By voluntarily exposing yourself to discomfort, you train your mind to remain calm in adversity. Another essential Stoic lesson is memento mori, the reminder that life is fleeting. Many modern frustrations, an argument, a delayed flight, a rude comment, lose their power when viewed through the lens of mortality. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year? In 5 years? This perspective helps you detach from trivial annoyances and focus on what truly matters, living with wisdom, integrity, and purpose. To apply these Stoic principles in daily life, start with small, intentional actions. Journal daily to reflect on your emotions and responses. Practice deep breathing before reacting to anger triggers. Reframe frustrations as opportunities for growth. Limit emotional reactivity by pausing before responding to conflicts. Embrace voluntary discomfort to build resilience. The modern world may be different from ancient Rome, but human nature remains the same. Anger, frustration, and adversity are unavoidable, but Stoicism offers a roadmap to navigating them with wisdom and grace. By implementing these lessons, you won't just manage anger. You'll cultivate unshakable inner peace, allowing you to face life's challenges with clarity and strength. I sincerely appreciate you taking the time to engage with these insights on managing anger and cultivating inner peace. In today's fast-paced world, where stress and frustration often feel inevitable, choosing to seek wisdom and personal growth is a powerful step toward a better, more fulfilling life. Your willingness to reflect on these ideas, whether from Stoicism, philosophy, or practical daily habits, shows a commitment to self-improvement that will not only benefit you, but also those around you. Remember, progress doesn't happen overnight. Every small step you take, pausing before reacting, shifting your perspective, or practicing mindfulness, contributes to a more balanced and resilient mindset. Keep applying these lessons, keep growing, and most importantly, keep striving to be the calm in the storm of modern life. Thank you once again for your time and openness to these ideas. I hope you found value in this content, and I encourage you to continue your journey toward greater emotional mastery and inner peace. Stay strong, stay mindful, and keep moving forward.